And so homeowners turn to burning old brush and dry plants around their property. That's okay in some areas, but there are rules you need to follow. So we have asked Dave to help us out with this.
Dave is with Rural Metro. Dave, do not do anything stupid out there and start a huge fire just for the sake of TV.
You know what? I'm not going. Scotty, you can count on that. And I know how you are around fire. But listen, guys, this is really a bad fire season. There's a lot of fuel load out there. These guys are out here right now, and you can see right now, in fact, they're trying to light this a little bit damp. But this fuel load out here right now is really horrendous. We've got a lot of fire hoses standing around. I've got Sean Gilliland you're the PIO with Rural Metro. Sean, tell us what to do and what not to do around our homes to prevent some type of catastrophe.
Absolutely. So what you want to be doing around your home is creating some defensible space. They recommend about 30 feet. So anytime you can put about 30 feet between your home and any type of fuel source, whether that be stacked wood, dried grasses, dead trees, that sort of stuff, make that space so that if there is a fire in your area, the firefighters can get in there and defend your home properly.
So let's show an example right here. You can see right on the backside. Isaac, go on over there. You can see the amount of fuel load we've got here. And you notice the first thing, barbecues.
Absolutely. Keeping your barbecue in a place that obviously not like this. You don't want your barbecue in a field where there's fuel that could actually spill out with hot grease, or your tank could catch on fire. So you want to locate that in an area either on bricks or on the concrete, not under anything overhanging, and make sure it's safe when you're having that barbecue.
And creating some type of defensible barrier. And there's some type of, question about how much of an area to actually create. But what's your general rule for that?
So they recommend 30 feet. Now, if you can get 10, if you can get enough space to get a truck in there, get a crew up in there, that's good for them. Anything you can cut that keeps that fire from getting close to your structure and making a hazard. And
you can see the guys down here, they're actually creating that defensible space right now. Takes a little bit of work, but getting those weeds up, even with a weed eater, will go a long ways, because ladder fuels are a huge problem out here.
Absolutely. If you can just lower that amount of grass down to really low, this stuff's going to burn extremely fast. And unless it's wind driven or something like that, you're going to create a break where now they have a place to stop the fire. And the fire is going to burn to that spot, and then you can defend the rest of it.
And last but not least, trailers. In fact, trailer chains are always a huge problem out here in the desert Southwest.
Absolutely. Anytime you're dragging or pulling a trailer, any kind of chain, anything dragging on the ground that's going to shoot sparks, those sparks can tumble off onto the side of the road and start a wildfire right there.
So there you go. So keeping that defensible space is going to be the ideal situation for really preventing any type of wildfire that's going to actually impact your home. And of course, making sure you can get out. And so when we get back, we're going to go on the aftermath of a little bit of a wildfire here that happened right up on the hill. We're going to show you that, show you how fast it actually spread, and we'll show you them actually fighting a fire this time. But Scotty, you should have been out here. These guys are actually trying to light this fire right now. They couldn't get it lit with the old zipper.
Like it's not
no, they need your help, buddy. Yeah, well, it's a little bit wet, but I would. You know what? I'm keeping you away from gasoline and matches all at the same time. But they needed to start it on this side, on the windward side, guys, windward side. But you need Scotty Passmore to help you out. So there you go, guys. Back to you. We're going to go out to the aftermath of fires, show you how fast these fires can actually spread, and some other hints for actually keeping a little bit of a survival kit. And how to keep and what to do if you actually end up in some type of fire.
Olivia brought up a good point. They are
firefighters, not fire starters.
Yeah, there you go.
So job
well
done
you know what?
There,
you'd figure they were around it enough. Yeah, there you go. See you guys in a little bit. You betcha, April. In fact, we're out here right now. You can take a look. It is dry out here. Now, not quite as dry as it's going to get when it hits about 100 degrees or so, but it's real important that you take some proactive type of procedures around your home. And this is Sean. Sean is a PIO with Rural Metro. And Sean, why don't you tell us what those are?
So the main proactive measure you want to take is creating that defensible space. That if you can do a 30-foot barrier, that's awesome. If you can create that 30 feet around your house to make sure that firefighters can get in there and do their job. And then next would be just making sure you have a way to get out. You know, can you get out safely? Can you get out quickly? Is there more than one exit?
I got to move. This is getting hot over here. Yeah, it is amazing. But yeah, you're right. In fact, that defensible space, we're looking at one right over there, about 30 feet, right?
Right, about 30 feet is what they suggest. Obviously, there's some limitations on the topography and things around your house, but if you can get that 30 feet, that's excellent.
And getting rid of those weeds. In fact, you can take a look and you can see all the different types of grasses that actually actually piled up. We've got a huge fuel light out there right now, don't we?
Absolutely. You're going to have an explosion of grasses with all the rain that we've had. And so you want to clear much of that fast-moving grass and weeds and dead brush that you can away from your property.
You hit on just a minute, but you said something about no-lock gates and also making sure you've got some kind of survival pack, right?
Yeah. Making sure you have a way to get out and then create some kind of emergency pack. It's something that's going to sustain you for a few days if you're evacuated from your home and you got to be away. Food, water, some toiletries, that type of stuff.
Okay, let's go over and talk to Captain Hux here for a second. And Captain, we're standing on the site of a fire that took place out here. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Well, it was on a Sunday afternoon. We had high winds, so when we arrived, we had to get a quick stop on it. We had natural breaks and we have man-made breaks along the way that allowed us to be able to come in and cut it off.
And this was during a wet period of time. You can see how that fuel load actually laddered up into these trees. How fast does this fire actually travel?
This fire can travel when it's going uphill with the wind behind it, can get up to 30 mile an hour progress. Sometimes with grass fuels, you can see it go across the fields as fast as 100 miles an hour. In this case, it was a little slower than that because we had the brakes and it allowed us to be able to get in there and get some knockdown. And
you can see it right here. So it's real important that you guys get out there, create that defensible space out there, making sure you've got some way to escape. And in fact, at least, we were talking to the guys earlier, at least 2 methods of escaping is the ideal situation. And of course, you've got some kind of survival pack and some way to actually reach safety if you end up in one of these fires. But it's real important you've got some way to actually escape. And these guys are going to go ahead and put this out. Go ahead. I don't know if they got the thing started up yet, but Scotty, this is what you're supposed to do around your own home, dude.
All right.
And put them out and put it out quickly. There you go, dude.
All right. I'm glad they got
Back
the
to
water
you.
out there.